Good afternoon again. It's Nikki Lewis here with a couple of health tips today from my kitchen. I wanted to show you just a few of the things that I use almost on a daily basis that make my cooking really quick. I usually try to make my meals anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes tops because I don't have a lot of time to spare. I'm a busy mom, 2 toddlers with several jobs, and cooking is just not one of those things that can take up 2 hours of every day of mine. So let's jump in there and see what I have. And if you don't have these things, these are some things that will probably help you out. First of all, I've got a meat tenderizer. I like this one because it's double-sided. It's got a flat side. It's got a riveted side for tenderizing the meat, the flat side for flattening it out. And this may be elementary to some of you, but I'll be honest, up until just recently, a couple of years ago probably, when I really started to dig into this health thing, did I know that I could actually flatten some of my meat because I never ate chicken breast because it was just too thick. I don't like thick meat, and I just didn't eat it. Well, look at here. You can just flatten it out and do anything I want to do with it. So now I eat it in abundance. This actually I found at Walmart for about 88 cents. You'd be amazed the deals that you find on the kitchen accessory aisle. Not many people cook. Potato peeler. Potato peeler, great for potatoes, making fresh mashed potatoes, homemade fries, baked in the oven, or something like peeling a cucumber for your salad. So potato peelers are very useful, cheap, $2 or $3. One of my favorite things, a single-serving blender. This makes you not have to deal with all the excess, putting the blender top in the freezer, somebody breaking it like happened to my last one. But by the time I make a full blender of either sorbet or fresh fruit smoothie, my boys and I drink it, we're done. Wash this out, good. There's none left over. You really don't want leftover fresh juice anyway because it's optimal when it's fresh, when you first make it. You need a nice sized cutting board because there's lots of things you'll have to cut, from meat to vegetables to fruit, cutting them up and making sure not to cross-contaminate. So of course you have 2 sides of the cutting board that you can use, like if you use them in succession. I use actually 2 different cutting boards while I'm cooking. I like this one because the surface area is large enough that I could put tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, green bell peppers. If I'm chopping a salad or something, just whatever I want to use, I can keep it on this board pretty much and still chop on it without it being cumbersome and without me having to go and dump everything I cut immediately. So I like this size cutting board. But use a cutting board that's conducive to the size of your counter space. You don't want one that's too big because that's just a mess. You don't want one that's too small because that's a mess. So make sure you survey your counter space before you actually buy one. But get a nice size one. And last but certainly not least is our food scale. I've got some whole wheat pasta on it. And here's a tip on whole wheat pasta. See, this is really thin. You want to get it thin if you're just starting to eat it because it does taste a little different than white pasta, but it's way better for you. So sneak it in with the thin, okay? Thin spaghetti is what I'm about to cook for my boys. But this is a food scale. The way you use it is you just have a little basket here. You put the basket on and then you zero the scale out because you don't want to be weighing the basket with your food. You weigh your product. You need to know how much your portions actually weigh so you can know what is an appropriate actual portion. You can't just feel it out unless you've done this so much that you know exactly how much it is. And I can pretty much do that at this point, but it took a long while, like almost a year, to be able to just pick up anything and know what 1 ounce, 2 ounces, 4 ounces is, but just with practice. So this is where you start with a food scale. It's about maybe $5 or less, and make good use of it. This is the temple of the Holy Spirit, so we need to make sure we do our maintenance in it every day, to eat our fresh fruit and our vegetables, the whole food that God gave us to eat, the colors of the rainbow. Eat those every day and be well, stay well, and optimize.